if you're like me and you love the thrill of walking into a thrift store and wondering what treasures you might find, I think you're gonna love this. Hey friends, welcome back to Little Blessed Nest. My name is Stephanie if you're new here. Today I'm starting something new here at Little Blessed Nest. It's going to be a monthly series featuring a brand new thrift store, well, a brand new thrift store to me, someplace that I haven't taken you before. And I'm going to do this once a month. I think it's going to be something fun. We can explore a new thrift store together, see what gems we can find inside. So today is the first video in this series, and we're going to drop by a sweet little shop in Bowling Green, Kentucky. There's something so special about walking into a thrift store you've never been to before. The little bell on the door rings, the scent of old books and wood polish lingers in the air, and you just know there are stories tucked onto every shelf. When I visit a new thrift store, I'm not just shopping, I'm searching. I'm looking for pieces that feel like they've already lived a life. I often start in the furniture section, but I also love looking for wood decor pieces. Old wooden candlesticks, carved trays, little boxes with worn edges. There's just something about aged wood that makes a home feel grounded and warm. I search the shelves for brass candlesticks, tiny bowls, maybe a vintage frame. I love how brass adds that quiet glow and a warmth. Not shiny and modern, but soft and collected, like it's been passed down. Glassware is next. I love delicate etched goblets, heavy vintage tumblers, maybe a little pressed glass dish that catches the light just right. Even the simplest piece can make everyday moments feel special. I love also looking for glassware for my new candle hobby. And of course, the dishes. The dishes are perhaps my favorite. I love floral teacups, soft floral plates, little dessert bowls. I love mixing vintage dishes into everyday life, not saving them for someday, but using them now. And then there's the artwork. Sometimes it's tucked behind something else. Sometimes it's not even framed well, but if the colors are soft and the scene feels timeless, I can already picture it hanging in a cozy little corner. That's what I love about visiting new thrift stores. You never know what you'll find, you never know what will come home with you, and you never know what small treasure might be waiting on a quiet shelf in a small town. It's not just about decorating, it's about gathering pieces that make a home feel lived in, loved, and layered over time. And that, to me, is the real treasure. unpack what actually came home with me from Bowling Green. First of all, I found these beautiful wooden candlesticks that I mentioned in the beginning of the video. The moment I saw them, I thought, those are coming home with me. How beautiful would this be like in fall and Christmas time with some of the shorter taper candles? I actually looked and found some on Amazon that are battery operated. So I'm gonna pick those up and put in here. I don't want any regular size. I just feel like as big as these are, it'll be just too much for my home. Now in a fancier abode, it might look better with the long taper candles, but I don't think so here. We're gonna go with some short ones. I think it's gonna look beautiful here on my kitchen island. Next, I found some beautiful vintage dishes. I know I have tons of dishes. It's okay. I do cycle them out. Like once I get new ones, I do purge some old ones, but these are just a little collection that I found. They were kind of tucked away. At first glance, I wasn't sure, but then when I picked it up and I saw this beautiful floral print, this is me. This is just the pink and the green and the scallops. It's just beautiful. I'm still collecting vintage plates like this to make a plate wall in my kitchen, and this one is going to probably be one of my favorites. These would also be beautiful layered on my hutch or used for desserts when company comes over. It says Elite Works on the back, France. Here's what that looks like. So I got one of this size and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the little saucer plates. And I love collecting the little dishes like this. These are easy to just stack on shelving, or you can even use these in a plate wall as well if you wanted to do some in different sizes. I just think they're beautiful. I love the gold edge on it and the little scallop. They're just perfect. I just love them. I thought these were really pretty. They have this like mustard yellow ring around them, but this is a really good like serving bowl, I think. It says stoneware made in Japan on the back, but I got this big serving bowl, and then I got some little, what do you call these, soup bowls? This one says Mountain Wood Collection Stoneware Japan. But these also have the little ring around them on the inside. I got 3 of these. These were 99 cents a piece. Another little thing that I picked up was this creamer. Isn't that beautiful? And I feel like it goes pretty well with these dishes that I thrifted. They're not the same brand. Oh, wait. They are the same. Shut up. No, they're not. This one is Haviland, France. The colors were similar, so I'm like, oh wait, those are the same labels, but they're not at all the same. It says Haviland, I don't know what that says. France. I can't see good with my glasses off, y'all, but here is the back. But I love this little gold handle and the spout. It's just really pretty. And I'll just add this to my little creamer collection. I also picked up these pretty little dessert cups. I thought they were beautiful, and they were only 59 cents each. We're going to style this shelf really quickly. I'm just going to do a simple little vignette here. I added the picture from Hobby Lobby, but I actually thrifted that in a previous thrift haul, along with the picture that you see here with the little pink flowers on it. I feel like it matches that artwork so well. And then I'm just adding these little glass cups to the side here. And then when it gets closer to spring, I'm going to add some little gold bunny rabbits. They're in the middle, and that will tie it all together. I think that's going to be so pretty. So I almost walked past this picture. It really isn't one that I would normally, I'm trying to not reflect the light, the window. Anyway, you can see it. I am going to add this to a gallery wall in my hallway, I believe. I'm working on collecting different pictures to hang there. I'm also printing pictures of my own that I've taken and turned into watercolors. Like you can go on ChatGTP, upload your photo and ask it to turn it into a watercolor that you can print at Walgreens or whatever. So that's what I did, and I have created some, or they created some really pretty ones for me that I'm going to print out soon. And we're going to take the baskets down that are in my hallway and put up these pictures. I think it's going to be so pretty. But this one I really liked. I just like the single flower there. And I like the matting. It's a little bit of a darker green that I would normally go with, but I think it's going to be fine. I found this old recipe box tucked away on the shelf. Its corners are kind of rough and ragged. I like to imagine it once sat on a kitchen counter, opened with flour-dusted hands, holding handwritten recipes, passed down from a grandmother who cooked with love and memory more than measurements. Now it gets a second life. I'm filling it with my own mother's recipes, her notes, her favorites, her way of feeding the people she loves. It feels like quite a bridge between generations, a reminder that even the simplest things can carry so much heart. I also wanted to take a moment to share these curtains with you. I usually just have plain white curtains hanging up here from a cafe rod, but I recently changed them out to these really pretty blue and kind of a cream colored curtain. I'm trying to find the perfect spot for my little duck family to sit. I can't decide if I want it in front of the curtain, to the side of the curtain, or on the sink, but I'm afraid if I set it on the sink, it'll get knocked off and broken. I also added these pink flowers over here in this big container that I thrifted years ago. For February, I love leaning into soft, feminine touches, like the gentle pinks, little heart-shaped details. These things just feel warm and comforting to me. It's not about going over the top with hearts and glitter and all of the things, which you can if you want, but for me, I just like adding a few pieces that make the kitchen feel sweet and lived in. It's those small touches that really soften the space, and it pairs so beautifully with the cottage style that I'm trying to achieve in my kitchen. It's just a quiet way to make everyday moments feel a little more special. So let me know in the comments, if you had to choose one item that I brought home with me today, which one would it be and how would you use it? So if you made it to the end, I have something else that is new to my channel that I wanted to share with you guys. Something I'm very excited about. Little Blessed Nest started out with a rundown 1988 single wide mobile home. It started with a tight budget and a lot of hope and a lot of faith and a lot of help from my family. And somehow, over the years, this has turned into the sweetest little community, and I never take it for granted. I'm launching a YouTube membership here on Little Blessed Nest. Now, before anybody worries, don't worry, because all of my videos are going to continue to post just the same for everyone. It's just something a little extra. Think about it as adding a little side room onto our home here. This membership is simply for people who want a little bit more of a personal experience, someone who is more interested in what's going on behind the scenes. You would get life updates, photos, things like that, all in the membership section. Things like members only polls that you can help me make decisions about things like paint colors and what content to share, monthly live chat, and also just some fun stickers and badges that you can use in the comments and in the live chat. If this is something that you're interested in and you are able to join, I truly appreciate it. All you have to do is go to my channel and there should be a little join button. You can click on that and then it will give you the information. I have 2 different tiers that you can join and it lists what each tier offers. So you could pick which one you want or pick none at all. If you can't or you don't want to join, you are still just as much a part of this community just for watching my videos, commenting on videos, liking videos, leaving comments. All of those things support me and my channel so much, and I'm so thankful to each and every one of you. I'm so thankful that you are here. God has blessed my life with so many supportive, encouraging, faithful, kind humans all over this world. I have subscribers from all over the place. It's crazy to me still. I've got 61,000 subscribers now, and you guys message me from just far off places I would never have come into contact with you any other way. So thank you for being here. Wherever you are, wherever you're from, you are such a welcome part of our community here at Little Blessed Nest.